Hello everyone, welcome to the Water Pollution Control Technology classroom. Today we will learn about sludge dewatering together. After the sludge is concentrated, its moisture content can be above 94%. In a flowing state, large volume, difficult to handle and absorb. Therefore, sludge dewatering is also necessary. We know concentration, mainly for separating the interstitial water in the sludge. Dehydration mainly involves fill the sludge with separation of surface-adsorbed water and capillary-bound water. This portion of water accounts for approximately 15% to 25% of the total sludge content. Sludge should generally undergo pre-treatment before mechanical dehydration, also known as sludge conditioning or modulation. This is mainly because sludge generated by urban sewage treatment systems, especially activated sludge, its dehydration performance is generally poor. Direct dehydration will require a lot of effort, therefore, it is not economical. So-called sludge conditioning. It is through pre-treatment of sludge, destroy the colloidal structure of sludge, reduce the affinity between mud and water, improve its dehydration performance. General methods for sludge conditioning. There are two main categories of physical conditioning and chemical conditioning. Let's first take a look at the physical conditioning of sludge in the first part. So there is a washing method for the physical conditioning of sludge, freeze-thaw method and heat treatment method. Among them, pottery washing method. It refers to the removal of bicarbonate alkalinity from sludge. It can also remove some small particles, colloidal particles with a large surface area, to achieve the goal of saving coagulants. At the same time, it can also improve the thickening and dewatering effect of sludge. Freeze-thaw method. It is freezing sludge containing a large amount of water, reduce the temperature below the freezing point. At this point, the sludge begins to freeze, then heated and melted, resulting in sludge crystals. Freezing and melting process. Due to significant changes in temperature, to destabilize and coagulate colloidal particles. Sludge from fine to large. Loss of capillary state. Intracellular water becomes free water, thereby improving the quality of sludge, settlement performance and dehydration performance. Heat treatment. Heating the sludge. Cells in sludge are broken down and destroyed. The internal water in the cell membrane is released. This can also improve the dewatering performance of sludge. Next, let's take a look at the chemical conditioning of sludge. Due to the fact that the solid particles that make up sludge are generally very small, and it carries a negative charge, forming a stable colloidal suspension, separating solids from water in sludge. It is difficult to concentrate and dehydrate. To solve this problem, need to disrupt the stability of sludge colloids. So the purpose of chemical conditioning is, utilize the charge carried by the composite particles of the agent, reduce the affinity between solid particles and water molecules, increase the cohesion between particles, increase particle size. During chemical conditioning, common medications. There are mainly two categories: coagulants and coagulants. Coagulant aid, mainly lime. Some inert substances such as diatomaceous earth and acidic clay, so they themselves do not have a coagulation effect, mainly aimed at regulating the pH value of sludge, changing the particle structure of sludge, disrupting the stability of colloids, improving the coagulation effect of coagulants. Coagulant for sludge conditioning include inorganic coagulants and organic polymer coagulants. In the process of frequent use, are commonly used inorganic coagulants, including lithium and iron series, for example, aluminum sulfate, alum, aluminum trichloride, iron trichloride, etc. In recent years, people are also researching and developing technologies such as polyvinyl chloride, new inorganic polymer flocculants such as polychlorosilicon. So what about organic polymer flocculants? There are synthetic polymer flocculants and natural polymer flocculants. The main types of applications are polyacrylamide. Let's take a look at the dewatering method of sludge again. One type of dehydration is pressure dehydration. Sludge pressure dewatering refers to placing sludge on a filter medium, Apply pressure to the sludge on one side. Force moisture through the medium. Separate it from sludge. To achieve dehydration. Pressure dehydration. Commonly used equipment. Mainly divided into types such as plate and frame presses and belt presses. For example, the image on the right. It is a schematic diagram of the plate and frame press machine. We can see that the structure of the frame press is relatively simple. When filtering, the driving force is relatively high. Good dehydration effect. It is usually used in urban sewage treatment plants. Dewatering of mixed sludge. After dehydration, the moisture content of the mud cake can reach below 65%. This diagram is a schematic diagram of a belt press. The main characteristics of a belt press are: utilize internal tension and pressure, apply pressure to the sludge on the filter cloth, dehydrate it, so it doesn't require vacuum or other pressurized equipment, low power consumption, capable of continuous operation. The second method of dehydration is centrifugal dehydration, solid phase motor sludge centrifugal dewatering. Based on the density difference between sludge particles and water, they are subjected to the same centrifugal force. Different mechanical accelerations generated. This leads to separation between sludge particles and water. To achieve the purpose of dehydration, the power of centrifugal dehydration is centrifugal force. The general centrifugal force is 500 to 1000 times that of gravity. This diagram is a schematic diagram of a centrifugal dehydrator. Compared to other dehydration equipment, centrifugal dehydration, so it has a high solid recovery rate, low turbidity of separation solution, large processing volume, and small land occupation, low infrastructure costs and equipment investment, work environment hygiene, easy to operate, advantages of high degree of automation. Of course, it also has its drawbacks. The disadvantage is high noise. The power will be higher. The moisture content of the dehydrated sludge is still relatively high, and there may be some sand particles in the sludge. Easy to wear and tear equipment. The third sludge dewatering method. It uses vacuum filtration for dehydration. Placing sludge on a porous filter medium, create a vacuum on the other side of the medium, forcibly suck in the moisture from the sludge, separate it from sludge. To achieve dehydration, the vacuum filter consists of drum type and track type, etc. For example, the image on the right. So it's a rotary vacuum filter. This filter has an automatic switching valve, filter cake washing device, filter cake stripping device and sludge mixing device. And the track type vacuum filter is different from the drum type. Most of its interior is not tightly attached to the drum. It forms a circular shape, with rotation, internally leaving the drum and being rolled onto a smaller diameter drum, due to sharp changes in curvature. So the filter cake is peeled off from the filter cloth. Clean the filter cloth with high pressure water. Keep the filter cloth clean. No blockage will occur. The above is the part we learned about sludge dewatering today. Thank you all.